Well, it's been an interesting week and a half. It all started about 12 days ago on March 5th when major tech companies began canceling or postponing their San Francisco-based conferences, including the Game Developers Conference, Google Cloud, and Facebook Global Marketing Conferences, in response to the rising rates of coronavirus infections here in the Bay Area. And then about 5 days ago, schools began shutting down, and California's governor, Gavin Newsom, issued an executive order mainly to unlock funding to help support these schools during the shutdown, but also to recommend against gatherings of 250 people or more, which then created a domino effect. Within the last few days, on a day-by-day basis, the rest of the schools have closed down. We've seen the cancellation of public services or the minimization of what they're offering, the cancellation of all street festivals, and even the closure of some businesses out there. And then yesterday came the kind of final nail in the coffin where 6 counties here in the Bay Area announced a shelter-in-place order and the closure of all of the businesses around here except for what is essential until at least April 7th. I know many of you who have short-term plans are wondering whether to still come for spring break. I would say that's a definitive no. It's pretty much a ghost town around here. All the services are shut down, and the few restaurants that remain open can only do takeout and delivery. So one of my longtime viewers, comic book artist Roy Chang, had a planned business trip here to San Francisco to attend a couple of book signings, and he arrived just last Friday, right in time for all of this craziness. On Friday and Saturday, it was quiet, but still normal. I actually went out to attend his book signing at the Cartoon Art Museum in Fisherman's Wharf, and here's a couple of clips to show you what it looked like. A small scattering of locals, but there were still quite a few tourists out and about, enjoying themselves, having a good time, and all of the retail was, for the most part, open. The event itself was super cool, very chill, and we still ended up with about 5 attendees, including myself, despite most people staying close to home, and so it was pretty easy to practice some social distancing. Plus, we were in the Batman room, which is reserved only for special events, and with their deep sanitizing, it was probably way safer than a shopping trip to Safeway or Costco. Roy is the author of a comic series called Aloha Pepe, and he was promoting his new character, Jin-Shan, a boba-sipping 16-year-old female Chinatown badass superhero. Talk about breaking down comic stereotypes. He also gave a quick workshop and demo on chibi-style cartoon drawing and an unexpected figure drawing lesson for good measure. I learned a ton. Mahalo, Roy. Hope to see you back in San Francisco again soon when a lot of this has hopefully died down. Since Monday, things have gotten way tougher for him to tour the city, and so we did a quick FaceTime video just to talk about his experiences as a tourist here in San Francisco during the lockdown.
Good afternoon. How's it going?
Good. Pretty good.
Good. So you've been out and about for the last day or so, and it's been pretty much a ghost town?
Yeah. Yesterday was pretty sad. I mean, you could go out, you could pretty much drag race, you could do your wheelies on a skateboard, you could do anything you want in the street, no one would say nothing. I mean, it was just that empty.
Are you finding that it's been hard to get around?
Yesterday I was kind of disappointed. I thought I could catch the cable car and just do some joyriding, but those were stopped, and now you have shuttle buses. They're starting to kick people out now if you're out in the streets. I wouldn't say like they're doing curfews, but let's say if you're in a public area, like maybe at the Embarcadero, they might say, good night, could you please move on and all that. So I think they don't want people straggling. Like, for instance, I was at a certain hotel where people can just go in and use the restroom or just make their own little Starbucks mini offices. And I think we were being told to kind of like shuffle out at a certain time. Today, it was interesting because I wanted to go out after I did some things in my hotel. I wanted to see what's it like when people get off from work. And so I did see traffic. It looked like a typical day. Majority of the places were closed. I wanted to, get some things to eat. You had to go to maybe like say Chinatown markets, those open delis. Some of the boba places I wanted to try, they were closed. Steep was closed, didn't open up for that. So it's kind of like hit and miss. I'm here at the Starbucks, And I was like the last customer going in, and they said, well, we're going to close up our location here. So certain locations will remain open, some will not. I was at Sushi Rito earlier, and it was kind of neat because they rotate the staff. So at one location, you might not have a job, you might not be working, but good company. They'll rotate the staff, so at least everybody gets a chance to earn some money. So that was a good plus in them.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Are the police out in force at all, trying to implement the lockdown?
Not so much. I think like they just don't want to really cause a trouble or create more fear. The ones that I saw a lot happening were the ones in those pedicabs. I think they were like parking police maybe.
Okay.
And, yeah, they were going around tourists, just looking for any cars that they could ticket or move or get towed. So a lot of street parking, a lot of the public parking spaces were shut down. I noticed like the BARTs are doing less. Caltrain, I'm right below. I guess it's that station. I only saw like maybe one or two riders getting on the vehicle. Yeah, but
right.
You see more and more people wearing masks. People are getting a little bit more hypersensitive now. I just saw back in Hawaii Island is going to do a curfew at 9 p.m. starting Friday.
Wow.
And even the governor is requesting that tourists don't show up for 30 days.
All right. Well, take care of yourself. I know you've
Thank
got
you.
still a couple more days here before your vacation.
Is that, I'll call it that. I'll try to call it that.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Okay. Take care. Aloha.
The shelter-in-place order will be enforced through April 7th, and beyond that, it's still kind of TBD. It really depends on if we can make a good dent in stopping the rate of infection. If so, maybe we can get back to a little bit of normal. But what I'm hearing from health experts on the news, it sounds like we're going to have some pretty serious disruptions at least through the end of summer. I'll continue to stay on top of this for you, so stay tuned. On that topic, this means some temporary changes to my channel. And at least for the next month, while we're still under government orders, I will not be out and about around the city per my usual. I will instead switch to a format that's a little bit more accommodating to a home studio. And I'll be doing mainly vlogs. And I've got a bunch of super interesting topics lined up for us to talk about. And they will all still be fun and all still be about San Francisco. We're all going through this pandemic together, and I'm going to really rely on you guys, my online community, to keep me sane and entertained, and I promise to do the same for you as well. And that's it for my update. Stay healthy, everyone, and keep your spirits up. This too shall pass. From my home studio, under lockdown, peace out.